We are here. Welcome to Therapy Lounge. I'm your host, DuPreeShamir, with my co-host, Softly Spoken.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. Happy Monday.
Hey, it's so great to have you on, and it's so great to have our session. We all our patients. We glad that you're tuning in, and we glad that y'all guys made it to your session today. If this your first time, we want to welcome you to your session. We want to welcome you to Therapy Lounge. If you haven't yet, follow us on Social Therapy IG on Instagram, and also you can follow us on Twitter, Social Therapy number one, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Social Therapy Mag. Say, what's going on, Softly Spoken?
No, it's a wonderful weekend, and it's a rainy Monday.
Yes, yes. Did you had a nice last week with your family?
I did. It was very restful. And yourself?
Same here. Very well rested. Needed. I definitely needed the real, the rest. I needed that rest. As you can tell, a little sleepy, tongue tied it, but we're gonna get through this.
Yes, we are. And it's a full moon tonight, so you know that brings other stuff.
Yes,
So we're gonna get through
yes, we
it.
are. Yes, we are. And our topic tonight will be facing your fears.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people facing
Yes.
gotta face your fears. You gotta break out of that fear and face your fears, and do not let nothing kind of scare you from taking that step, taking that first step. You know,
Right.
whether it's a career goal, face your fears. If you think you might won't be able to accomplish that career goal, you kind of just move forward with it. Just don't give up on it. Just believe in what you want to, what career you trying to pursue in.
Right.
And a lot of people,
Absolutely.
yeah, so a lot of people facing their fears when it comes to career goals and stuff like that. If you know
And
anyone,
I mean,
go ahead.
no, go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
Oh, no. I was saying, have you known anybody, softly spoken, that dealt with something like that, with a facing a fear when it was dealing with a career goals?
I think we've all had to face fears on different levels. Of course, some people are more confident than others. Some people are more, type A personality. They go for everything. But I think in anything we do, there's always some underlying fear because I think we fear being successful sometimes as well as not being successful. That's deep when you think about fearing success, considering we don't know what it's going to look like on the other side. New territory, venturing out in a new territory, which can be scary. We like our comfort zones.
you know and just like if somebody trying to pursue into another career, they say, okay, I've done this career before, I'm ready to like pursuing maybe being a dental assistant or something like that, or paralegal. You just you do that, you do your research and kind of see like what's the objective, the duties are with that job description. And if you feel as though that's something you would love to do, you kind of, give it a shot. Don't, face your fears. Don't,
Right,
because you never know. You might like that career that you chose, and you might want to pursue more with it. A lot of people
right.
struggle. A lot of people struggle with that softly.
And you said something really key about researching it. Talk to
Mm,
people who are doing what you want to do. Find out what the challenges are. Find out what the gifts are in that field. You know, but it's all about research. And I think the more information that you have, it helps to diminish the fear that you have.
right.
You
I
know,
I do agree with you softly when it's dealing with that. Just give it a shot. Just have confidence. Be optimistic about that career change or that career goal that you pursuing, and you will succeed.
Right.
Yeah. And we got
So,
we got also, there's people that facing fears when it's dealing with moving to another state. Uh
ooh, yeah.
yeah,
You
some
know what though? I was having a conversation with people about this subject a couple of years ago, and it
really.
seems like other cultures, it's easier for them to move from state to state and country to country. Um, it seems like, and again, this is just my opinion, but it seems like in the African American community, we tend not to move around as much as other demographics or other cultures.
And why you think it's that though, Soft spoken? That's a great question you brought up. Why you think it's that?
I don't know. I think it might be because of conditioning or programming. I don't have an answer for that. Maybe, one of our listeners has some impact just based on their own personal experiences. Um, but yeah, I honestly don't know. What do you think that could be from in our community?
That it comes from a lot of not being staying stagnant in one place in a one location and not experiencing different areas, a different type of locations, a different taking trips. You're right. We do lack that in our community. We do lack the fact that we don't travel.
Mm-hmm.
We know where we from, whether it's north, northwest, east, south. We just know to stay in one section, and we never go out there and experience and venture out, which is what kind of lacking in expanding our mind. And I think
Okay.
if we expand our mind more, we can kind of venture out and see different things, at different walks of life. Kind of, you can learn more. You can really expand your mind, and
Mm-hmm.
that confident levels will grow, will build. And I
Right.
think the lack of resources as far as traveling, and some people think it's very expensive, and so like you said, facing fears, and people are afraid to get out of their comfort zone and start traveling, whether it's going to state or just visiting different places where you can really learn, and you can know that is more out there than just being in the inner city.
Right. But you know what?
you
I
know
don't even think
um
it's a lack of money because we find money for what we want to find money for. I think it's just
okay.
how we choose to spend. So if you look
Right.
at it as that $500 that you would spend on a PlayStation 5 could be a trip. But it's
That's
about,
so.
yeah, it's where we put our priorities. I mean, I traveled to Arizona by myself, had never been to
Yes.
Arizona before. I was scared to death.
Oh, I love it there. I've been there. I love it there. How was your experience there? Did you go to the Grand Canyon? To our listeners, did you go to the Grand Canyon, Miss Softly Spoken?
I did not. I went to Sedona so that I could walk through the spiritual vortexes.
Wow,
Um,
it's beautiful.
the other thing I found about our culture, we tend to go to those very touristy places. We'll go to Jamaica, we'll go to
Correct.
Cancun, um, the Bahamas, but you don't hear many people talking about going to like Ecuador or, to, I don't know, I'm trying to think, or Peru or Panama, places like that. We'll go to Europe, but it seems like we go to the places where it's common for people to go touring. Because even when I was in Arizona, it was a lot of Caucasian families, and all of them had their children with them. But I was the only person walking on that trail,
Right. Or you
and
might
it
hear
looked
them
like
say so
me.
too. It look like you. You might hear people say Dubai a lot. If you've heard a lot of people talk about Dubai, I hear that a lot. Dubai. I need to go to Dubai.
Yeah,
That has
Dubai's on the forefront right now. It's what everybody's talking. It's kind of like people want to go to the places that everybody's talking about, not the places that people aren't.
I agree with you. So we need to sometimes you venture out other places. You also, if it's okay to tell the listeners, you also experienced going to Nashville, Tennessee. Is that correct?
I
Was
did. I
it
went to
Nashville?
Nashville last year for my birthday by myself.
And how was that experience? Like, just going by yourself and expanding your mind and your horizon, just going different places. How was that experience going to Nashville, Tennessee?
Nashville was not what I thought it was going to be, of course, but I really didn't want to leave my room. Not because I was scared to venture out. Excuse me. It was more so I was comfortable there. And that's one thing I'm learning, I don't have to, just because society says I should do a certain thing or I should be a certain place, that I don't have to listen to my own intuition and follow that. But excuse me, traveling alone can be very scary because you have no one else to depend on but you and the universe if anything goes
That's
wrong. And so, even when I went to Arizona the first time, because I'm gonna tell my business, I got to the rental car place and I didn't have enough on my credit card. I'm like, well, what am I going to do? But the universe stepped
right.
in, and the lady at the rental car place said, listen, rent it for 2 days and bring it back in 4. Nothing will happen to you.
Wow. See how the
So,
universe speaks?
yep,
Was on your side.
having faith.
That's right. That's
Hmm.
right. And then you walked it by faith, just saying, you know what, listen, it's just me, myself, and I just for now, and I'm gonna just take this journey. You probably just said, you know what, I'm gonna take this journey in Nashville
Yep.
because I need to just experience something different. I need to cleanser myself from all the toxins that's in me. I need to just come. You just wanted to resurrect yourself with just being cleansed and just try to see new things of your walk of life. Would
You
you
know
agree
what it
with that?
was? I'll be 100% honest. I found a flight for $56 round trip and I couldn't pass it up.
Hey, see, when opportunity is granted your way, why not? Why not jump on it?
Exactly.
See, see, guys. Hey, look, softly spoken. Hey, she's definitely probably a travel agent. She can give you all the great, give you all the great places to go, all the great places to go. Hey,
Lord knows I'll hop on a plane.
yeah.
Pre-COVID, of course.
But York's only been to places like by I could say by myself to Atlanta,
Hmm.
to Washington D.C. Those are little small spots.
Yeah, but
But I
even
see,
with that, you still stepped out of your comfort zone by
absolutely.
traveling to those places. So how was that experience for you traveling by yourself? Did you run into any snafus? Like, what happened?
Oh yeah, and also I forgot to mention Manhattan, New York.
Oh, that's a big one. Going to Manhattan by yourself?
Oh yeah, felt like they say if you walk slow, because if you walk slow, they will knock you over, and they
Mm.
was right. I felt like I was being tossed around like a slinky. I thought I
Oh,
was being twirled around. What I mean? I was like, whoa, 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 they fast out here in New York. And I'm like, see, I'm a North Philly guy, and I
right.
was just like, wow, yeah. So I experienced that, but no, just Manhattan was cool. There was, it's busy out there. It's definitely they don't sleep. Like they say, they don't sleep.
Hmm.
But I think my experience when I went to Atlanta was pretty cool because
Okay.
I visited places. I visit like far as where Martin Luther King used to go to the church at and meet the monuments around there and stuff like that. I mean
Hmm.
different places and stuff. It was pretty cool. That wasn't too bad.
Right.
So
So
yeah, I mean,
you didn't feel lonely being by yourself?
no, I think my problem was I was just eating and exercising.
You on
So
vacation, you can do that.
yeah, I mean, I was just feeling like a king. I just like, what, I'm in a nice expensive hotel. I'm like, hey, I deserve it. I felt like a king. I felt like I was on top of the world.
As you should.
I was like, hey. Hey, Denzel, man, hey, move over, brother. I'm here too. I'm straight up. I'm a star too.
I know that's right. Pass the shrimp.
Yeah, yeah, right. So I mean, it's really, you don't. It doesn't mean like if you take a trip that you gonna, be alone. Sometimes you gotta, walk out there, face your fears, and go out there and just enjoy your life. And it's, sometimes you don't always need someone with you, but
Mhm.
sometimes Most High, the universe wants you to travel out there to be as a leader and to be enjoy the life that's given to you
Right,
because we only got one of it. So sometimes traveling is good because you can experience a lot and you can learn a lot and can share your experiences with your children, family, and
right.
friends.
And you said the
So
thing about leadership, like you set the example for everyone else that's watching you, and trust and believe. Like Dupree
mhm,
and myself said, we've traveled alone and things happen, but there's always angels along the path to help you.
absolutely, there's always some good come out of it because we see you see the bad, you hear the bad things on the news and social media, ID 48 hours and all that, but doesn't mean that it's going to happen to you. Don't let that stuff scare you. Don't let what we see going on in the world. Don't let that scare you. You know that your ancestors, the Most High, your ancestors, and the people are guarding you. Because it's very important to enjoy this life. This world is
Right.
yours. This is what the Most High has created. So I applaud you for that softly spoken because you're very adventurous. You're a very adventurous queen. You have experienced a lot. You've done a lot. So to our listeners, face your fears when you travel. You can travel. Don't be
Mm-hmm.
afraid. And sometimes you need to get away from where the environment that you might be in and the surroundings. Sometimes you need to get away from if it's some negative energy. You need to get away so you can experience, so you can kind of see what's really out there, what the world has to
Right.
offer.
And you have
You
to
know,
assess
very
if
important.
your fear is real and realistic versus something that you have been programmed to believe, or again, even through the media, you see a plane crash so you're scared to get on a plane, but look at the statistics of plane travel. There really aren't that many plane
Right.
crashes, so it goes back to, like you were saying earlier, Dupree, about do your research. I mean, a little bit of fear is normal. We all have fears. It's
Mhm.
when that fear becomes paralyzing, it's a problem. And then you have to, sit back, try to determine where the root of your fear is coming from. Like, let's say for instance, when you were a kid, you couldn't swim and somebody threw you in. So now you're afraid of water. Well, maybe you'll get a coach
Mhm.
to help train you to swim. To, find a mentor or somebody to help walk you through that fear. Even a like we always talk about going to therapy, you know. But find somebody to help you navigate through that fear because it's probably not realistic.
Right, right. And it's also like meeting new
Mhm.
friends. Face your fears, meeting new friends because there's good people
There
out there.
are, but
There are, everybody's not bad, but there's some good people left.
man,
Meeting new people.
and we agree because we've known each other for a long time. And so we know each other's
Yes, yes,
history.
yes.
So as you're saying that, I'm like going through this
Yeah.
checklist in my head, like, yep, that person was bad to me that time. Yep, that person was bad to pre that time. But not everyone is like that. And look at it like this: all of those bad people gave you an
Hmm.
opportunity to look for things that you don't want in a friend or that you don't want in a mate. It doesn't mean you exclude everybody. It just means you're wiser than you were before.
So true. That's so true. I mean, even that you look at dating, like some people kind of skeptical about
Mm-hmm.
dating. Face your fears. Maybe there's, I mean, it's never hurt. Like it never hurt you to, maybe you can date someone who was
Right.
just a friend. Um, 'cause some people are
Oh,
afraid
this
to
brings up
date.
something that I really want your opinion on. Because I thought about this today,
Yes, go ahead.
being single and stuff. But
Yeah,
what about
and also you can learn from this too, listeners. You can learn from this. Go
what
ahead, softly
about
spoken.
dating, meeting new people, age of corona? Like, I think I'm a little afraid to
Wow.
meet up
So
and date people. Right. First of all, there's hardly anywhere to go. Let's start with that. So, like, how do you
yeah,
date
yeah.
during COVID and not be afraid? I don't know the answer to that.
Like I just say, I feel sorry for those who, right now we in a pandemic. I feel sorry for those trying to meet new people now,
Mm-hmm.
trying to date. You won't probably won't be until this whole COVID thing is over with. If you trying to date now and you trying to look for somebody new, and it may not be the time, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what I was thinking.
This may not. Yeah, because that's you brought up a great point, softly spoken. Because you may can't even like try to go out there and meet new people to try to date because people are being too afraid to try to date people now with this COVID-19.
Yeah, again, this crossed my mind today when I was driving home. I met somebody, but they were saying extra stuff. I'm not going to get into details, but I was like, but dude, this is
Right.
COVID. Like, how can you ask me
Yeah, like oh yeah, they desperate during the COVID. They I like what you going where we gonna go? I mean, ain't no restaurants open no more, ain't no places like I mean, this ain't too many places to
that?
go now. Unless you gonna date someone online, visual online with the webcam. You gonna date them like that on the
Yeah,
webcam,
because I don't want to Netflix and
But
chill with
yeah,
you. I don't know where you've been and who you've been around.
that's right. That's right. That's right. Though I guess it's a whole new the whole virtual thing now, the whole new dating online, just dating by webcam. Like this is, that's how you date.
I guess so. We can virtually hold hands. Like, I don't know. I don't have an answer.
And yeah, I don't have only I can say like, hey, you make a dinner, y'all make a dinner, and I guess y'all talk to each other by the webcam, by a webcam. Like, hey,
Mm,
that's we dating. This is a whole different ball game now. This is a game changer. But when it comes to the dating thing, you might be if you lucked out if you found someone before the whole pandemic had just hit it.
right.
So I think, when it comes to that dating thing, if you single, you might just want to constantly just maybe just stay solo for now, but just you can always date on, I mean, just meet new people and just talk with people online that you feel comfortable with because you got a lot of sickos out here. So, to all my listeners, just be very careful.
Yeah.
Even the fellas, you gotta be very careful because you may not know who you date, who you trying to, pick up.
Yeah. I keep
So
hearing these messages
very,
about why is it that Philly women, as soon as you meet them, they need their rent paid. Again, I'm just
uh
repeating something I saw.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
shoot the messenger.
No, that's just let you know that's the wrong you hitting in the wrong area. Those yeah, you might want to think twice before you even go that
Right.
route. Well, what about reaching out to family that you haven't heard or spoke to in
Mm,
years? Facing fear.
facing it.
Well, what you think about that? Like someone you might haven't seen a cousin in years or aunt or uncle or like what you think about that? Um, reaching out to well, you ain't speaking to like in maybe 8, 7 years.
I
Like,
think it depends on the reason why you haven't spoken to them for 8 to 10 years, and it might be a very good reason that you might need to continue that pattern. Um,
right,
but
right, yeah, facing fear. It's nothing wrong with like kind of reconnecting, but like you said, if it's been that long, then something must be real wrong, unless y'all just didn't really have a close relationship as in the
right.
family. It could be many reasons. Could be many reasons where people living their life. They married, they got children, or they living in another state, or whatever the case may
Hmm.
be. So I know there's a lot of people they fears when they don't know how to approach a family that they haven't seen in a while. So I say whoever, I mean, just kind of, my thing is face your fears. If you want to speak to them, if you want to make that first move and call them, and it don't necessarily have to be like, well, they haven't called me. Maybe it might take maybe you take the
Right.
initiative to call. Maybe by you doing that, it can open up a dialogue and open up a relationship. It can open up just like a kind of reconciling, or you'd be
Right.
surprised. Somebody haven't seen you or so long. It could make their
Right.
day.
And
So
with
you
technology
yes.
today, you don't even have to call them. You can give a
Mm-hmm.
little, like a tester to see where they're at and send them a text message and say, hey, I've been thinking about you on my mind. I just wanted to check in and let you know that you were on my mind, and give them an opportunity to respond. So you can start with something small like that and work on a phone call if you don't feel comfortable with a phone call from the beginning. Even on Facebook or Instagram. Again, we know I don't do social media, but there's ways to kind of send feelers out there to see if you're going to be received. That way it can help you to face that fear of reaching out to somebody that you haven't talked to for quite some time.
I love that. Yes, so that's a great advice. Listeners, please take
Thank you.
heed of that. Very important. Very important to do that. Well,
Hmm.
I really appreciate my co-host for being on with me tonight, guys. You have anything you want to say to our patients before we get off this podcast tonight?
Again, we're at a full moon on a Monday. Isn't that amazing? This is a good time
Yeah,
to pray for you to release your fears. Tonight is the perfect night to put your manifestations out there, to put your intentions out to the universe so that so that you're heard. And then look at ways in which the universe responds to you. A lot of times we pray for things, but we don't pay attention when the results come because they don't always look exactly like we think they're going to look. So again, tonight is a good night to release. So I wish you all guys luck with it this evening.
that's right, guys. Face your fears. Never give in, never give up. Just walk out there, walk by faith, take one step and take the other step, and just believe to achieve. Never give in. Just face your fears, whether it's traveling, whether it's just meeting new people, whether it's just saying you want to explore out and say, you know what, today is a new day and I'm ready to make some changes and move forward and just start a new fresh day and just cleanse yourself with new ideas where you can constantly give someone else motivation as well as giving yourself motivation first, and you can kind of lead by an example. So it's very important to all to my patients. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight and being on time for your appointment. Make sure y'all follow us on Social Therapy IG on Instagram. Make sure you follow Social Therapy number one on Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Social Therapy Mag. Subscribe. We really appreciate y'all guys subscribing. Our subscription is going up, so I'm so grateful for that. We are grateful for that.
Yes.
And also follow DuPreeShamir on Twitter. So I just want to thank y'all guys for tuning in tonight, and I just want y'all guys to have a great night and softly spoken. Until we meet again, I want you to have a great night as well. And thank you so much for tuning in to Therapy Lounge.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful and amazing week.
Good
Good
night,
night.
everyone.